All right, welcome. My name is Gediminas, and our topic for today is attraction marketing. And if you've been any time in network marketing, if you've been learning about social media and things like that, you must have heard of attraction marketing. And it's a really cool and efficient way of growing your business by attracting people basically who already want what you offer. So let's have a look into it. And before we get into the tips and tricks, let me ask you a question. Do you prefer to offer your product or business opportunity to strangers, or would you prefer when they contact you and ask about it? Would you rather go and speak to strangers and start conversations with them and offer your product or business? Or would you rather people message you every day saying, hey, I heard you have this amazing product. Hey, I'd love to join your team. Silly question, isn't it? Right? Like I've never met anybody who say, yeah, I prefer to contact people myself. Yeah. Of course, all of us would love every day to have a stream of people asking to buy our product, asking to join our business, right? Well, if you would like to have that one day, not tomorrow, then attraction marketing is the tool to use. So by using attraction marketing over time, we create this stream of people who actually start contacting us and willing to find out more about what is it that we do. So in order to create this attraction marketing, first of all, you need to know your niche, right? So what topic are you aiming at? Like, are you going to be the entrepreneurial type of person and talk everything about business and working from home? Are you going to be the one who talks about health? Are you going to be the one who talks about beauty? Are you going to be the one who talks about mom life and, building business, while being a mom, etc.? Then number two, once you know your topic, once you know your niche, and they say riches are in the niches, right? So you want to make sure you choose a niche. Then second part of that is to create a brand. How do we create a brand? We create that brand by consistently sharing information, sharing value, so that people get to know us and actually get to trust us, right? So we do that through offering content. Now, when I say content, it's basically everything. So that could be your stories, it could be your lives, it could be reels, it could be posts where you write a text, it can be YouTube videos, it can be anything really, right? Any type of content that you put out there, or you could be posting to Facebook groups and things like that, right? Any valuable content, and value is when you share something educational, inspirational, funny, whatever people find valuable to follow you and consume your content. That basically creates your brand and helps you to conquer that niche, to become known in that topic. So first of all, what's very useful right now and what works very well, of course, is short form video and long form video too. But short form is like on the boom now, right? So Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and of course, lives are still quite effective, especially on places like TikTok, etc. Lives are still very great. So that creates that content, starts building your brand. Then you want to get into emotional connection with your audience. And usually you'll do that through your lives, where they get to know you, through your stories, where they get to observe your everyday life, what you get up to, what you're doing, etc., and through your text posts, etc., right? So, Zig Ziglar used to say, sales is nothing more than a transfer of feeling. So whatever content you're creating, whether that's a story, reel, live, or a text, you always want to transfer feeling. You always want to ask yourself, well, if somebody reads this, are they going to feel something? Or this is just going to be a dry information, or is this going to provoke an emotion? Is this going to provoke a feeling, right? Because you want them to build this emotional connection. You want them to feel something because that's when they remember you. If it's just dry information, it will be hard to make that emotional connection. So for example, ChatGPT is an amazing tool, but you need to ask it. If you ask ChatGPT to write a post for you, say, but include emotion, make it so that it will cause a person to feel something, right? And then number three is conversation. So once you created the content, once you made this emotional connection, you want to get into conversations, right? So you want to, talk in the comments with people, you want to talk during lives with people, you want to get them to vote or to give their opinion or whatever. And of course, finally, and most importantly, get in the messenger. Start talking to that person in the messenger, get into the private conversation. Okay, so when it comes to content, again, like I said, you choose your niche, you choose your topic. So it could be health, it could be hair, it could be skin, it could be weight loss, it could be acne, it could be business, it could be personal development. It's entirely up to you. What is it that you want to talk about? What are you not going to get bored of in a couple of weeks of talking about, right? So, like, I've been talking about business and personal development for the last, I don't know, 7, 8 years that I've been active on social media. And that's something I don't get bored of because I'm constantly reading and watching and learning and studying, right? This topic. So there's always something I've got to share about that. Then, of course, the emotional connection. You want to share your personal experiences, your life stories, your what motivates you, your feedback, your testimonials, your experiences, your recommendations, and things like that. That's what gonna, make it an emotional connecting content. And finally, the conversation is, complimenting people, asking questions. That's one of my favorite formulas, right? Compliment, ask a question, right? Wow, looks amazing. Where are you guys on holiday? Oh, wow, looks delicious. Where did you find the recipe, right? Just starting conversations with people, right? And of course, greeting people, asking questions, wishing happy birthday, when somebody's birthday, and just being a good human and getting into a connection with them. The lords, right? The location, occupation, recreation, dreams. You can talk about family. So there's all sorts of different topics that you can talk with the person about that can lead on to your product or your business opportunity, right? So this might be a different angle at attraction marketing because, like, if you look online, most people, when they teach attraction marketing, it's very passive. Basically, it just teaches you, well, create content, become an influencer, just do your lives, do your reels, and just wait for people to contact you one day. I would recommend you to do this free step. Do the content, bring an emotion into it, and then start a conversation. This will give you results much quicker. If you're just creating content, if you're just going to do reels, live stories, posts, and wait, it may take you a year to build the audience big enough when people start contacting you. But if you do this 1, 2, 3 steps, you can get results in your first month. And it will keep growing and growing and growing as your audience grows, right? So this is just a quicker way of using the attraction marketing, but getting quicker results from it, quicker fruits from that labor than you would normally get.